Hey everyone, back. What is this, episode 4? I don't know, I'm not really counting. So anyway, in this video I want to talk a little bit about water and setting it up. As far as things like potable water, I mean like water that you can drink and you can wash your dishes and do stuff like that with. So as a general rule in the van life community, you need to have 30 days worth of water and food on you at all times pretty much. So water is probably the most important thing. If you're going to van life and you're going to be out in remote areas, boondocking and whatnot, you need to have water. You can die. If you're out somewhere and you get stranded and you run out of water, you will die. Anyway, so let's talk first about how much water to have. Like I said, 30 days. So I think a 5-gallon, let me look at this bucket real quick. And let's see, 5-gallon bucket, I think that's about, let me see, actually no, I think it's 18 liters. Let me see here. Sorry. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. 18.9 liters is what 5 gallons is. So if you drink a liter of water a day, that'll last you 18 days. So, but if you're drinking and also using it to like wash your dishes, wash your clothes and things like that, then it'll go a little faster. So my plan is to tote 2 of these things. This is a 5-gallon, and you can see, hang on, right here. I got this at Walmart, and I think, yeah, I think this will be very sufficient for toting water. I've got 2 of them, like I just said. So, and they're both going to be, I'm trying to keep them both full of water at all times, even though I'm going to be parked at Deschutes National Forest, basically at a camp. I'm still going to be going into town to get water, and they actually do send a truck around. The Park Service sends a truck around, I think every week, to check on their campsite hosts, campground hosts, and make sure that everybody has enough water and is alive, essentially. So now, I'm going to have a total of, let's see, 5, 10, 15 gallons of water on me. So, alright, you're going to have to forgive the pigsty. I'm in the garage. It's a disaster in here. My last project, I just didn't tidy up afterwards because I was tired. So anyhow, like I said, 2 of these guys. Sorry. So yeah, 2 of these guys, and there's the other one right over there. Alright, and so what else I have here is a 5-gallon, just a basic bucket that I got from Lowe's. And no, they're not paying me to say this, to talk about their buckets. I mean, come on. So it has water in it right now because I wanted to test it. But I found this really cheap pump. It's just water, so I'm just going to go ahead and put it on the floor. Yeah, it's just water. It's alright. Really cheap pump faucet on Amazon. I think it was like 12 bucks, if that even. Nothing fancy. You don't need anything fancy in a van, seriously. So, and it, it's got the lid on it, and actually it is. I cut a hole in the lid and attached everything. Let's see if I can get the damn thing open. Okay, alright. Never mind. And there's a hole I cut right there so that as water comes out, air can go in and you don't lose pressure and the top doesn't get sucked in on itself. So there's that. So not just drinking water. You also need water to kind of maintain your hygiene and your personal health, like your body and overall. People do have to bathe themselves. Now, I will say this. Your hygiene habits are going to change quite a bit in van life. You're going to have fewer opportunities to actually wash and shower. You're going to have fewer opportunities to do some cleaning inside a van, which sounds kind of counterintuitive because people think, well, if I'm living in a van, there's almost no cleaning because it's a small space, right? Well, that's not true. You're going to be out in the wilderness in different places, and you're going to have issues with mud, pine needles, acorns, leaves, all sorts of things, bugs. That's another thing that people complain about occasionally. So yeah, your hygiene and your overall, like your lifestyle habits will definitely change a great deal. So anyway, let's talk about showering, since I brought it up. So I made an attempt to actually build a rooftop shower using PVC pipe and rain barrel taps and things like that. Didn't work out. I got the thing, well, mostly assembled. I was testing it from like working from the inside out. Like I got one end a cap. I got the rain barrel tap attached and sealed into a PVC end cap. Filled it with water, tested it. It did fine. No leaks. So then I tested the to go with the water going in, like the input end cap for the thing. Tested it, filled, got it sealed, was fine. So then I thought, okay, well now it's time to put the whole thing together. So I got both end caps put onto this big 4-inch PVC pipe and tipped it up on its side, bungee corded it to a sawhorse upright, and started filling it with water, and the water poured out. I just didn't seal it well enough, and I had spent all that money and gone to all that trouble, and it didn't work. I don't regret it too much, though. I learned a lot, and I had the confidence to actually do it and attempt it, and I think that's really important. That's one thing about doing van life, is when you're doing your setup, you've got, having confidence in yourself and, executing things, even if it doesn't turn out the way you wanted it to. It's good discipline. You learn a great deal, and, it does build even more confidence. So having moxie and having confidence is a big part of van life. You have to be able to take the next step and think about things ahead and plan ahead, and or sometimes not plan ahead, but I think planning ahead is wise because, like I said, van life, you can find yourself in precarious situations. People die. I'm not going to say a lot of people die. I just know that, I talked about the one girl before who had to leave her car because it had 2 flat tires and she ended up going missing. So, yeah. Being prepared is important, but having the confidence is also a big part of it. All right, so let's talk about the shower. All right, so this monstrosity, this is actually a sprayer tank. Basically what that means is, okay, you know how you'll see a guy doing a lawn or something and he's spraying, he's like a sprayer hose, and he's pulling a cart behind him, and it's got a tank on it full of like bug poison or whatever, or weed killer or whatever. That's what this is. So it was opaque white, like an opaque, like a milk jug. It's really good, like heavy duty plastic. I don't know exactly what kind of plastic, some polymer based, whatever. So I don't know how many gallons it is. I want to say 11 or 12, maybe 15. I don't know. But yeah, so you can see I've got it taped off because I did paint it black. And the reason you paint something like this black is because when it's in the sunlight, black will kind of retain heat from the sun. And you'll have a not cold shower. I'm not going to say hot shower, I'm just going to say not cold. That's all I'm going to say. So yeah, this is actually not a rain barrel tap. This is just a basic connector piece. Oh boy, tape, tape, tape. So, and I did use plumber's putty, and I did test it before I painted it. Make sure you test things before you paint, kind of like measure twice, cut once. That just seems to, it makes sense to me. Hopefully it makes sense to you too, because it'll save you a lot of time if you're careful and pay attention to what you're doing. Time and money too. And I did go through some rigmarole fighting with, damn it, get off there. Fighting with this stuff. Like I said, I had the PVC tank that failed, and actually there it is right there. It's this pipe thing right here. You can see the one end cap where the water goes in, and you can see the other area where the other end cap was. And here's the other end cap, by the way. So rain barrel tap, didn't even get a chance to really put that on. So yeah, I had this thing tilted up on its end, and the water just poured out. I was so disappointed. But anyway, that's not the point. So, anywho, so yeah, I went ahead and put the spigot on the bottom, facing down, because I wanted to get that on there good and snug, and that's kind of where I felt like it was a good idea to stop. And so, black paint, as you can see, it is freshly painted, actually. I think the top is still a little tacky. So, it has a screw lid. So, I'm just going to let that hang there. The lid's already black, and so is the little holder thingy, the little cable, so I didn't bother with that. But yeah, There it is. So yeah, painting it black will help it be not as cold when you go to wash yourself. And it will be mounted on the roof, and I do have a hose that I'm going to use and a sprayer attachment, which is, I don't fucking know, I don't know, it disappeared. I'll find it. It'll turn up, just like everything else in my world. It'll turn up. So, oh yeah, this is going to be my bed, actually. So this is a foam, piece of 6-inch memory foam, and the bed platform is somewhere over here. Oh, there it is. That's the bed platform, part of it anyhow. So yeah, it is a disaster in here. So like I said, it's a pigsty, but it is what it is. Once I get the van back from my mechanic, this will all kind of disappear. Because once you get the floor put in your van, after that it's like stacking blocks pretty much. So, yeah. Oh, and if you're wondering what all these wine boxes are for, I don't know if those showed up in the footage I just showed, but yeah, I work at a liquor store. It is a national chain. It is definitely more upscale than Liquor Barn. You probably can guess where it is I work. Well, I may have already just told you guys. I don't fucking know. But yeah, we sell these, the empty wooden wine boxes. But however, my boss gives them away to the employees if we want them. And so these are going to be probably fixtures in the van to store various things. And so you're probably wondering, well, why not plastic? Well, here's the thing. Plastic slowly warps over time. If you've got when you've got things inside of plastic drawers, they do warp and they become difficult to deal with. Now, wood, on the other hand, does not warp. At least not as fast as plastic. I'm sure, wood does in fact warp, especially if it gets wet. But the reason I picked wood is because I can drill into it and make modifications to it that you really can't do with plastic. Can you drill into plastic? Absolutely. But once you put a hole in plastic, I mean, to me, it's tacky. I think it's just tacky, personally. I can't stand plastic stuff, although I will be using some, just not plastic for storage. I might end up taking those words back later in case I have another 2 steps forward, 1 step back type situation. But anyway, I think that's enough right now for water and hygiene. I mean, obviously you don't have to have a rooftop shower. There are all sorts of ways to clean your body while you're camping and living in a van and whatnot. That's what I'm doing is just one. Obviously all I'm going to talk about is the way I'm doing it because that's the way I'm doing it, and I don't know enough about other methods of camp showers and whatnot to really comment on it or give you instructions or advice or insight, because I have none. So, I mean, I did drink out of a water hose when I was a kid, so that's my insight for that anyway. So, anyhow, okay, I'm going to shut up now, maybe. Yeah, I think I will shut the hell up and let you guys get back to whatever it is you were doing, and I'm going to get back to what I was doing. And after that, I'm going to go downstairs, I'm going to edit this video, I'm going to upload it, and then you guys are going to be watching it. Okay.